My name is Alex Abernathy. What am I looking for in a woman? I'm not looking for a soulmate. I'm looking for a soul. I want to fall in love with a ghost. Is that too much to ask? I'm told that the purpose of this video is to introduce myself to the single women of the world. I'm an open book, specifically page 27. Tell me, how many open books can say they know their exact page? What do I do for a living? Fair question. I'm a paranormal investigator. The unenlightened might call me a ghostbuster. I'm fully accredited with the National Council of Ghostly Intervention and licensed in 47 states, including Wyoming. I'm a 3-time winner of the Harry Price Award for Metaphysical Rehabilitation. I'm looking for my intellectual equal. Blonde, brunette, it doesn't matter. As long as she's dead and shows a little cleavage, she's my type. I don't mix business with pleasure, and I absolutely refuse to get involved with any ghost that I'm in the process of extinguishing.
You look like you've just seen a ghost.
That's my job.
No, it's our job. And the ghosts of today are getting harder to detect.
That's true. Unless they want to be detected. They either refuse to be found or haunt the daylights out of you. There's nothing in between. This house has 50 rooms. Not counting the 10 dollhouses, each of which have 40 rooms. And in the entire expanse of this Gothic gymnasium, there's supposed to be only a single ghost. At least I hope she's single. Think of people that lived and died in this opulent place. Did you know they were always one house payment behind for 50 years?
It's a long time to avoid foreclosure.
Who would be brave enough to padlock this apparition-infested abode?
We would. In fact, we can make our job easy and condemn this building right now if we wanted to.
We don't have the power of condemnation. Only the city inspector can do that.
Yeah, true. We don't have the ability to condemn, but if we wanted to, we could use the supernatural power of attorney.
That's only for extreme cases.
Well, okay, yeah. I guess we're more about the crystal ball than the wrecking ball.
Home wrecker?
Did you hear something?
A woman's voice.
I know it was a woman's voice.
I had 3 semesters of ghost voice recognition under my belt.
Oh, under your belt.
Oh.
Under your belt?
Yeah. I see you're wondering if I'm wearing my ghost-finding training pants.
You know the training pants repel the ghosts. It's not going to make her job any easier.
Don't be coy, Julian. You know students stop wearing their training pants after the first 2 semesters of paranormal orientation. After that, they become desensitized to the fright factor and stop having accidents.
Do you mean I don't scare you? Not even a little shudder in your lower extremities?
Oh, are you dating anyone?
The courting isn't good. The squires are lacking. All the good ones are untaken.
I guess she means their lives haven't been taken.
I date lonely ghosts. I like a man who's transparent and can make me feel safe when I require his gallantry.
So you don't date living men?
They don't do anything for me, and I mean that literally. When it comes to bedchamber playtime, not one of them can do the Victorian spider.
Wait, I actually taught the Victorian spider. I spent 2 years at the Kinsey Institute for the Paranormal Carnality.
You slept with ghosts?
I sure did for research. I didn't enjoy it. I felt used. Like a plaything for the ghosts of cougars.
Well, you're retired for a little while. I have to redo my makeup. I don't like the way the mortician did it. And that was a whole century ago.
Getting rid of her won't be easy.
No, I think getting rid of her is going to be easy, but getting rid of her makeup is going to be pretty hard. It's going to take some major cold cream to get that makeup off. 100 years worth of makeup?
Oh my God, that is not what I meant. What I meant was it won't be easy because I don't want to get rid of her. Do you ever think back to that day?
You mean my bar mitzvah, when the gift table started rising?
No, I'm talking about the day we met. Don't you remember? We were in a crowded theater watching Ghostbusters. Little did we know we'd soon become the Leonard and McCartney of paranormal investigators. It was pure kismet.
Actually, it was more like adulterated kismet.
And that's when we knew exactly what we wanted to do with our lives. People were applying for their ghost licenses left and right. The line was around the block. Everybody had a number except the ghosts. Their numbers were already up.
You mean ghosts were applying to be Ghostbusters? I don't remember that. That's weird. It sounds like a conflict of interest. It sounds like kind of a cannibalism or something.
Times were tough.
Remember the other time when we had a seance and the table started lifting up and we didn't get our deposit back from Rent a Center?
We have a strange history of events involving tables.
That table took 10 men to pull it back down.
Look how far we've come, Julie. We've made the paranormal world a better place. We fought against the stereotyping of ghosts by the insensitive wearing of bed sheets. We averted a major crime, a poltergeist of 300 crystal balls from a vault in Zimbabwe. And we even got Casper into rehab. Little Squirt was just 2 whiskey shots away from becoming unfriendly.
Remember when we entered the headstone whittling contest? You remember the time that we booked a seance in the same room where there was an exorcism going on, and I flipped a coin with the priest for use of the room, and that coin flew right into my forehead. So I got the little scar from it.
Seances are for beginners. I don't need anyone to hold my hand. Do you sense something in the room?
Sense? Well, if you want to talk about the different sense of the word sense, it could be my aftershave. It's called Afterlife. I bought it because I love the slogan. After the romance dies, the scent lingers on. Speaking of lingering on.
In lingerie, no less.
You know, I wonder where a ghost buys her lingerie.
Fredericks of Transylvania?
Do you like what I'm wearing? It's see-through, but then so am I.
You're the hottest ghost I've never seen.
You're a real slick dude. Like she's never heard that line before. Man, would you look at that complexion? Perfectly clear.
I'm not looking at her complexion. Do you know what amazes me? Is that woman has been exactly the same age for over 100 years. She could pass for a college student. I wonder how she does it.
Missionary style.
Don't cheapen the conversation. She's a lucky girl. Even ghosts can age. That's only if they've been outside longer than 3 hours at a time. That is why you rarely see a ghost outdoors.
You know, she really looks good. She hasn't collected a lot of dust for...
No, but she collected men. 75 to be exact. She'd love them and leave them and love them again and leave them again, and just to confuse things, she'd come back and love them one last time.
And how do you know?
It was a question on my amorous apparition exam.
Your amorous apparition exam, is that the one you passed with flying colors?
No, that's the one I passed with flying toasters.
We have a job to do now. Let's set up the equipment, get the ghost radar.
I want to do some research in her bedroom for observational purposes.
We're here not to fondle the ghosts.
I can fantasize, can't I? Ghosts can't have sex. They don't have any bodily fluids.
Ghosts don't even have a body.
But they do have what's known as an apparitional epidermis.
I know that. Who sat right behind you in class?
Who copied all my papers. Did you hear that? I know that sound like the back of my ghost watch. It's unmistakable. It's the restlessness of any unhappy ghost.
What are you talking about?
Of all people, Julian, you should know that I studied this particular sound for 3 weeks straight at the Paranormal Academy in Oslo. It was my thesis for my master's in paranormal audiology.
No, I think it's just a knock at the door.
I heard a commotion and I wanted to make sure everything was okay. I was under the impression this house was unoccupied. I lived next door. My name is Dr. Heinrich Schulte. I suppose you knew the Vidors?
Is that a trick question? The last of the Vidors died over 100 years ago.
I thought perhaps you were descendants of the family, heirs to the estate.
You actually think we're related? Look at the portraits on the wall. Did we look anything like the Vidors?
Only a psychiatric resemblance. The Vidors were deeply neurotic. 5 of them, in fact, met an untimely demise in a sanitarium. For example, the daughter, Karen, wanted to begin a line of designer straitjackets. She was modeling one when she fell off the runway at the mental facility. They had these little events, plays and such, to amuse the inmates. Of course, when Karen died, the straitjackets sold like hotcakes in Wiener Schnitzel.
I didn't fall off the runway. I was pushed.
Pushed?
She's speaking again, Alex, but the doctor can't hear her.
Speaking? Who is speaking? There's no one but us. Are you hearing things, young man?
Yes. I mean, no.
He means yes, he's hearing voices, but no, they're not all in his head. Some of them in my head, too. We're here to get rid of all the residual spirits.
As long as you put residual spirits in quotes, I can understand your position. The trustees need to appease potential buyers. I understand how people can be when there's gossip about a particular house being haunted.
Doctor, it's more than gossip. It's ghosts.
Young man, a belief in ghosts is either a supernatural pipe dream or a psychotic delusion, which can be correlated with any number of mental disorders, like schizophrenia. A latent denial of reality can be caused by improper toilet training or trauma to the head early in life. Ghosts are non-existent surrogates.
So he doesn't believe in me either, just like my parents never did.
We believe in you.
To whom are you speaking? There's no one else in this room. There is no fourth person.
No, actually there is. Karen Vidor, the eldest daughter of the late philanthropist Milton Vidor. The one who was pushed off the modeling runway.
She wasn't pushed. And furthermore, Karen Vidor has been dead longer than Teddy Roosevelt, who happened to be a patient of my beloved late father. And besides, she was a harlot, a loose and crude woman with the morals of Mussolini.
Is that any way to talk about someone who's right here in the room?
As I've already told you, there is no one in this room.
How can he miss me? Do you think this dress makes me look on the plump side?
No, you look ravishing. Just the right amount of cleavage.
These hallucinations could be the result of a reverse Oedipal disorder.
And a smile that could light up a haunted house.
Because my good faith professional advice has not been heeded, I feel it is best to say goodbye for now. But please, take my card. I have one for both of you. I have two of them. One for each. Make an appointment. At the moment, I have enough Lexapro to cheer up Finland.
Well, do you have a card for the young lady? I mean, she needs to learn to believe in herself.
I'm happy to play along with your delusion, your unintentional charade. But to be quite frank, and Germans are good with Franks, you gentlemen are not quite well. If you would like to make an appointment, apart or together, keep in mind that my office is in my home. I perform electroconvulsive therapy in my kitchen. I'm 2 houses away. Look for the life-size statue of Sigmund Freud. What can I say? They were out of flamingos.
What a stuffy old fool. He reminds me of my last courtship. He was older than me, but respectful. I loved him for his mind. And then I found out it was dirty.
This might sound crazy because I'm a paranormal investigator, but that Dr. Schulte gives me the creeps.
Sometimes I see him move quietly around the property with 2 other gentlemen. He measures the place and takes pictures.
Tell us more about that.
It will have to be later. I'm gonna go look at some suggestive photographs of William Shakespeare. I'll imagine him touching me with his quill.
Tell us more. What is he writing?
A tragedy.
Did you see that, Julian? She was taunting and teasing me and using her ghosthood as a sexy accoutrement.
Don't think about it, Alex. We didn't come to this mansion just to have you put the moves on a horny spirit.
You're not going to believe this. The Vidor house hasn't sold, but there are 2 people living there. They call themselves paranormal investigators. Yes, I can take care of them. I am a psychiatrist, right?